Hi friends, let me introduce you to some important and interesting words of Greek mythology. These are words which are going to be of great help when you're doing the reading comprehension section and also answering questions on vocabulary. My name is Harpreet Kaur Dhodi. I have done a master's in English literature. I have 16 years of teaching experience. I have also done a diploma in journalism. I've trained students for exams like the CAT, MAT, XAT, SNAP, PGCET, Banking, GRE, GMAT, SAT, ACT and TOEFL. Today I'm an educator on hashtag CAT Live Daily. Agenda is to learn some interesting and important words of Greek mythology. We have two kinds of subscriptions for the benefit of students. We have the plus subscription and we have the iconic. Those students who wish to take the plus should go for it, and the price tariff is 17,500 rupees for 12 months, 21,000 rupees for 24 months. If you're taking the iconic subscription, it will be 30,000 rupees for 12 months, 41,000 rupees for 24 months. If you use Core 10, you will get a further 10% discount. Enroll now because there are many batches which have started in the last few days, one on the 17th, one on the 18th and the other one on the 20th also. Yes, the price hike is coming soon and the price hike is going to be huge. There is going to be a jump in every aspect. If you take a 1 month subscription, 3,500 will become 4,100 rupees. 3 months, 8,750 will become 10,000 rupees, guys. Similarly, 24 months will become 32,800. This is also going to be applicable as far as the iconic is concerned. 38,000 rupees will become 39,000 500 rupees, 41,000 will become 67,000 rupees for 24 months. So every reason for all students to jump onto the Unacademy bandwagon and join us so that you can keep learning with us. Mythological words is what I'm going to do today, guys, introducing you to a set of interesting mythological words which have some kind of legend or story behind them. The first word that we will learn is Atlas. Atlas is a book of maps and it comes from Greek mythology. According to Greek lore, according to Greek legend, according to Greek story, Atlas was condemned to carry the heavens on his shoulders, and that is why very often you see a picture of Atlas carrying the world on his shoulders. And that is therefore the relevance of Atlas in Greek mythology. Then we have Aegeus. Aegeus means guidance and control or species. Aegeus was the mantle and shield of Zeus, the king of the gods. Zeus was the king of the gods and his shield was called the Aegeus. And if today I say that I am training under the Aegeus of so and so, that means I am being mentored by that particular person or I am under the guidance of a particular individual. Adonis. Adonis in Greek mythology was a youth of remarkable beauty and good looks. So today if anybody has very good looks, then we say that he looks like an Adonis. Achilles. Achilles was a Greek warrior who fought the Trojan War. Now, when do we refer to the Achilles heel? When Achilles was born, his mother Thetis was given a boon by the gods to make him immortal. She was asked to dip the baby in the river Styx, but the heel with which she held him did not get wet, and this became his weak spot. During the Trojan War, Paris fired an arrow into the Achilles heel and killed him. Today, any person who has any kind of a weak spot, that becomes his Achilles heel because it eventually leads to his downfall. Important expression, students, please make note of Achilles heel. Amazon. Amazon were mythical race of women warriors. So today they are strong women, female warriors, as you can see in the picture itself. So even if I refer to a person and say she looks like an Amazon, we mean people, girls or women who have a huge and warrior-like build. Warrior-like build. That means people who are very strong and square built. So women who are square in build are called Amazons. Ambrosia is the food of the gods, the nectar. Today the Amrit that we talk about is also called ambrosia. Eugene's stables. Now this is an important word. Eugeus owned stables which he hadn't cleaned for years. One of the tasks of Hercules was to clean them up. To clean the Eugean stables means to clean up the mess. Today we can refer to cleaning up the Eugean stables in any particular context. It may be political, social, or cultural. Cassandra. Cassandra was the daughter of King of Priam of Troy. The god Apollo gave her the gift of prophecy, that is, she could predict the future. But he later added a curse that now nobody would believe her prophecies. So Cassandra is a bit of a controversial character in Greek mythology. She was able to prophesize, but nobody believed whatever she used to prophesize. Centaurs. Centaurs are mythical beings. They were half human being and half horses, as you can see in the picture here. The upper half one of a human being and the body part belonging to a horse. Chimera is an important word. One must make note of this particular word. Chimera had the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and a serpent's tail. Today it means visionary, unreal, and extremely fanciful, as you can see in the picture itself. It has the lion's head, a goat's body, and a serpent's tail. Now, if there is any particular idea which your friend gives you and you think it is not practically possible, you say it is a chimerical idea. Anything which is not practical or pragmatic, cannot be put into use, is known as a chimerical idea. Cyclopean. Cyclopes were giants with a single round eye in the middle of the forehead. Cyclo means round, ops means eye, as you can see in the picture. Dionysus. Dionysus is the god of wine, and this is a picture of him. So when you talk about Dionysian activities, you're relating something to the act of drinking wine. Elysian fields. Elysian fields are part of the underworld. They are the fields that were there in Hades, which is known as the underworld. Harpies. Harpies are evil creatures, part woman and part birds, as you can again see in the pictures, and harpies today mean very fiendish characters. Fiendish means being evil characters. Helen. Helen was the queen of Troy, and she is referred to as a face that launched 1,000 ships. Now, it was Prince Paris who fell in love with Helen, and because he wanted to marry her, he executed the war of Troy, and that is why the expression came up, a face that launched 1,000 ships, because it was his love of Helen that made him start off a battle with Troy. Hector. Hector was a Trojan hero. He was killed by Achilles. Now, Hector, today's connotation means to be a bully. So anybody who is very intimidating and bullying people in the office or in any other atmosphere is known as Hector. Cornucopia. Cornucopia is a symbol of plenty. It consists of a goat's horn overflowing with fruits, flowers and corn, as you would see here. So cornucopia today means plenty or abundance of something. Hercules. Hercules was a hero again in the War of Troy. He performed a series of heroic tasks, and today he is known as Hercules, a hero. Hydra-headed monster. Now, this is a monster which had 9 heads. Hydra-headed means having 9 heads. There was a monster like this in the War of Troy, and Achilles wanted to wipe him out. But every time he cut off one head, it grew 2 more heads. So it was difficult, and it became a very invincible creature. Then interestingly, somebody told Achilles that he should apply fire at the head which is cut off, which is known as cauterize. Cauterize means to apply fire, and that is what Achilles finally did. He employed an assistant and he had him cauterize the neck as he cut off the necks, and finally that brought about the downfall of the Hydra-headed monster. Today, an organization which has many branches is also known as Hydra-headed without the negative connotation. Labyrinthine is an underground maze. As you can see here, it is a maze where if one went inside could not find their way outside. So labyrinthine means anything which is circuitous, meandering in and out. Minotaur. Minotaur was a monster with human body and bull's head. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women were devoured by him. Devoured means swallowed. Narcissus. Narcissus was a young man who fell in love with his own reflection. As you can see in the picture, Narcissus was, according to Greek mythology, this young man who looked at his reflection in the water, or rather in the lake, and fell in love with his own looks. So today people who are very vain and very proud of their looks are called narcissists. Mount Olympus was the dwelling place of the Greek gods. As you can see in the picture, this is where the Greek gods were believed to have lived. Pandora in Greek mythology was the first woman. Pan means all, Dora means gifts. Now the story goes that Pandora was asked to come to earth with a box. As you can see, she is carrying a box here, but she was told not to open the box. But Pandora came to earth and curiosity got the better of her, and she opened the box, and lo, what happened? She let into the world all the problems that are the ones which are divested with man. All the problems of maladies, difficulties, wars, adversities have come into the world because Pandora let out all these from the box. So she quickly shut the box, and what was left behind is hope. So man today lives in the midst of all his travails and adversity based upon hope. And that is the story of Pandora. Pegasus. Pegasus was a very handsome looking horse, but a winged horse. And that is the picture of Pegasus. Prometheus. Prometheus was this particular man who stole fire from Zeus and gave it to mankind. So today if we have fire, we owe it to Prometheus. Sirens. Sirens are part birds and part women. They lived on an island with a rocky shore, and they sang a song that passing sailors would sail towards them and get shipwrecked. So sirens are supposed to be very scheming, vituperative women. Thanatos is the god of death. As you can see in the picture, I have pictorial representation for all the words that are here. Zephyr was the god of the west wind, and again you can see in the picture, he is the god of the west wind. Zeus is the ruler of the Greek god, and he is carrying the shield, as you can see there, famous for the shield. Procrustean is a very important word. Now Procrustes comes from the name of a person called Procrustes. Procrustes was the owner of a highway and an innkeeper. He offered a lot of hospitalities to the travelers on the highway, and he was what is known as an innkeeper. Innkeeper were small hotels on the highway. Now he had a very strange way of accommodating his guests. What he would do is, if any particular traveler was too tall, he made them in the bed by cutting off their legs, and if he was too short, then he stretched their limbs and still accommodated them. Today, if there is a situation by which you have to fit into any organization without room for individual differences, then it is called a Procrustean system. That means you have to fit into the system without having any freedom of speech or expression. Yes, so that was a whole lot of words we learned today, guys. I would also request that all of you should subscribe with Unacademy. We have live classes, interact with the educator, live polls, leader polls, test series and analysis, live doubt clearing sessions. So please go ahead and download the Unacademy Learning app, install the app, go for the plus courses, guys. There are many CAT courses there. Get your subscription. We also train for NEET, JEE 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. For any of the courses, you can use my code CORE10 in order to subscribe and avail a 10% discount. Subscribe, like, share, #CatLive Daily. Download the PDF, guys. My referral code is CORE10, and that is the end of today's session. All the best. Have a great day.